Good evening, everyone. It's Robert Allen here from Robert Allen Art Studio in Palgrave, Orangeville, Ontario. Today is Thursday, November the 2nd. This is the second of my 10-minute paintings. I'm still doing a series of eyes this week to introduce my YouTube channel. So hopefully you can follow along. Just set the timer for about 12 minutes. I'm going to talk for a few moments just to get started. So the idea is basically people will join my Facebook page, my art page. It's Robert Allen-Art Studio. Follow me along there. Give me a like. And then basically within that page you'll see some links to my Facebook, from Facebook into YouTube. And if you follow my channel in YouTube and subscribe to it, and then share it with either through Facebook itself or through my Facebook, through YouTube, if you share it with Facebook, basically you're entered into a contest. At the end of the week on Saturday by midnight, I will look at all the people who have subscribed to my channel and share at least one video. If they share multiple videos, they'll be entered in multiple times. So it's just a randomizer I'll use in a spreadsheet with their names, and it'll give them an opportunity to win one of the pieces that were created this week. So my first piece I created yesterday was a cat's eye. So hoping you're liking this. This is a 4x6 arches paper with acrylic paints. It can be framed within a matte or picture frame within 4x6. And the second one I've chosen for today is basically, just done some Sharpie outlines here, is basically an owl's eye. So follow me along as I begin that work. So what I'm using today is basically a 1/2 inch shader brush. It's a flat brush. It's my favorite brush of all times. I have two other small brushes here. These are round brushes, number 4s. They're good for detailed work. I also have a zero. It says 20 0. I think it's a 000 brush for really fine detail. And then I have a liner brush, number 3, for fine lines. So what I've got here in my 4x6 paper is really just some Sharpie outlines. This is going to be the iris of the owl. It's going to be primarily yellows and oranges in here. The irises will be black. I'll do some highlights here. Mostly black through here, some washes into the owl's fur. Be black and white. So that's the intent is going to be an owl's eye. And we'll see how it goes. So the 10-minute mark just came up, and we'll see if this takes 10 minutes or not. So I'm just going to actually just wet my paper here a little bit first. I want to do the outline first, just the background stuff really fast. Put a wash on here that will dry fairly fast. It's very similar to how I use my watercolors. I do basically a wet and wet wash just for the background color. So what I'm going to do is just come in here with a little bit of black, a little bit of white, and just mix that together. Give me a nice gray, nice warm tone gray. I'm going to water it down quite a bit. And all I'm going to do is just lay that in here. This is really my underlaying tone, just to get the paper not to be white anymore. Again, I'll highlight some whites on here later on. I don't want it to be completely dark. I'll leave some of those white spots on here as well. Just they'll be under the fur. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so that's basically a very loose wash, just to get some color on the paper so that I'm not working with total white paper. I'm going to come in here with my big brush again. I'm just going to do some yellows, I think, to start. I'm going to give it a base yellow and white. I'm going to give it a fairly white yellow, very bright yellow, I think, to start. And then I'll tone it down as I go through it. I'm going to still keep it fairly wet so that it will be loose and it will dry faster. So I'm just going to lay this in here. I'm just going to do the yellow of the eye. Again, not worrying about lines at this point. I'll cover the multi-layers. And most of my friends are comic book artists, are sketch artists. And, they sketch every day for half an hour to an hour. They do warm-up sketches of anatomy, etc. I'm definitely more of a painter. I definitely need lines to work from, or at least form to work from. When I'm spray painting, I'm a little bit more looser. But when I'm working brush work, I definitely do need a general form to work from. So I have some yellows in here now. I'm going to come in here with some reds, I think, and some yellows mixed. I hope it doesn't become pink, so I'm trying to keep that yellow so it's definitely an orangey yellow. I'll see how that goes. A little bit of an orange in there. I'll water that down a little bit. Again, I'm working with my waters fairly loose. I'm just going to spotch in some oranges on here. Again, it's acrylic paint, so it will dry fairly fast. I do want to keep it fairly loose. So I'll come in here with a flat brush for now. Later on I'll come in again with more layers. I'll definitely do more layers with the round brushes. But for now, just to lay some contour lines in here with the iris. We'll get to the people in a minute. So basic colors are down. I'm going to come in here now. I do use a 3 water system. This is my, I got a big jug here of water that I basically clean my brush with the first round. Then I have a second bowl that I clean it in and get it cleaner. Then I got my final bowl with a really small amount of water that basically ensures that my colors stay pure when I'm working with my my brushes. So that's okay. I'm going to come in here with some blacks and grays now to darken this up a little bit. So I'm going to still use my flat brush for now to get started. Just going to lay in a layer here of black. I'll come in here again with more black later on to keep it darker. But for now, I think what I'm going to do is just come in here. I do want some blacks to come out into here. We'll do that fur effect later on. This can be pretty rough, just to lay down the lines. I do love my square brushes. I don't know what it is about them. They're so versatile. You can do nice washes, and at the same time you can do sharp edges with the edges of it. So I'm just going to lay in some more black here. Let's see what happens. Again, this is all live. I won't be editing these. I'm totally inspired by a young artist called Ryan O'Rourke. He's from Toronto. He does 10-minute landscapes. That's where I got the idea for this. He does full tutorials, so I definitely a shout out to Ryan. He does full tutorials of people who are learning acrylic paints. I'm all self-taught. I've been painting for about 2 years now. Now I say 2 years, I'm going on 3 years, but I've always been painting in my life, just not painting traditional canvases. I've been painting miniatures, ceramics, doodle art even for the kids. Just whatever it was I could paint on. I didn't really paint on canvases until much later in life. About 3 years ago I painted my first canvas, and that's my iconic Silver Surfer, my love of comics. So I'm going to try and get some more brown in here. I think I'm going to just mix that black and a little bit of yellow and get some browns going here. What I want to try and do is a little brown undertone, I think, to the owl's eye down here. It's going to be a little bit darker, so I'll just wash that in here for now. I think behind that black we'll have some more browns. Again, it doesn't look like much now, but it will hopefully in a moment. So, still going to work on my blacks now. Come back to my blacks. About 5 minutes into this, so again, it might be 15 minutes. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But for now, this is the intent. I'm going to come in here with more blacks, make this a little bit stronger. I'm purposely leaving this area clean for now, or at least a wash over it for now. I need some highlights down here later. I'm just trying to get some lines in here. Okay, so I'm liking that. Let's do the iris before I forget, or the pupil, I guess you call it. Big black spot here. So I'll give me the fairly light wash. I'll come back in with darker blacks later on. Just want to get the shape outlined, and hopefully remove some of the black lines that I have here on my Sharpies. I'll come back in with a brown brush in a minute. A round brush, rather. So I think that's it for the big brush work. I may still have to do some shading. I'm going to just still work on some grays, I think. I'm going to make it a pretty white gray, so take my white, a little bit of black, not too much, put a little more white. That's a nice gray. And I'm going to dry off my brush, make it more of a dry technique here. And, you know, owls have fur, so I'm just going to do some quick fur effects here just to pump out something here that's shape-wise. Get rid of these harsh lines that are down here. Again, just doing dye brush techniques for now. And get some dry brush here. And I'll go over this again with the black in a minute. But for now, again, hopefully as I do more and more of these, I get faster and faster. I'd say 10 minutes, but it may be 15 minutes. This is not traditional landscapes, so they may be a little bit longer. And hopefully you don't mind following me along as I get more and more used to doing 10-minute paintings fast daily. I'll become faster and truly do it under 10 minutes. It really depends on the subject matter, I guess. When I'm doing landscapes, I definitely they're faster. Owls and eyes definitely will have more details. So let's work on the eye. I think that is good. I'm going to come in here with the round brushes. Start with this one, I think. So I'm going to come in here with some more oranges. Trying to keep it fairly pure. My red is there. Let's see how this orange comes out. That's not bad. Water that down a little bit. So I'm just going to lay in some more orange lines in here and try and put more of an effect. The iris. I'm going to do some bright yellow later on, I think, through there. So I'm just trying to get some more shapes in here. I think this be a little bit brighter. Don't want to be that bright. I'm liking that yellow. I think I'm in here with more yellows. Again, I'm keeping it fairly wet, so it will blend fairly loosely. And not harsh. The iris tends to have very, almost like a marbling effect on the, when you see it. And I'll have to do highlights again, I think, multi-layers of highlights with the yellow and the white. Again, I'm trying to keep it fairly wet or fairly thin so I can do multi-layers and it gives it more three-dimensional effect. We'll do the highlights last, I think, but for now, nope, that's my 10 minutes. So I'm just going to reset my timer for 5 more minutes, and hopefully we're done within that. Usually I am, so we'll see what happens. I do appreciate you following me along, and again, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll be eligible to win any of the pieces I create this week. This is number 2. Again, just coming in here with some more yellows. I do tend to paint with acrylics like they're watercolor, and I do like multi-layers. Just get the marble effects. I'm trying to keep this purposely dark because I'm going to be doing a shadow line across this later on. I'll come back in now with the black lines. Use my black, and this is a Mars black that I'm using. So it's not like a lamp black or dark black. It's definitely more of a warmer black. I do like Payne's Gray a lot. I probably should be using Payne's Gray at some point. But for now, this is what we got. So I'm going to come in here, just lay down some more darker lines here, and that'll help highlight the iris a little bit. The yellows will be brighter once I do the darker lines around here too. Just to sharpen those lines a little bit. We'll do some grays in here for highlights as well. There could be a highlight line along here somewhere. We'll just get some layers down there. Going to thin it out a little bit. Do some brush effects over here. Again, this is going to be more feathered later on, but for now, it's a pretty loose layer of black. And I'm going to come in here with more black again later on. Okay, I think we're getting there. Come back in with my bigger brush. More bigger strokes. This is definitely my favorite brush. And actually, when I'm working on large canvases, I really do like 4-inch brushes and household paint brushes. I can do some fun stuff with the large brushes. So I'm just going to keep that going. A little bit of a faulty egg timer there. It's kind of weird. So I'm going to come in here with the white. Just do some stenciling type effects to give me some effects like it's fur. Hopefully you're enjoying what I'm doing here. Again, there's no right way or wrong way of doing this. Again, tapping in fairly square brush lines here. I typically want to get the brush lines at this point, and that's just going to show the effects of more like feathers, or the illusion of feathers. So I'm liking that. There's just more loose feathers up here. Come back in here with the black as well, trying to blend them back a little bit better. You never know, as I get you into this more and more into this, I might start doing bigger brushes, you never know. Looks like I got some yellow in there. I don't want to get white, not yellow. Again, this is all live, so whatever happens, happens. It's all part of the experience. Tapping in some colors here. Make it look like, try and make it look like fur. We'll see how that works later. Okay, I think that's it for the white. I'm going to come back in with some blacks now. Again, I'm working on still with a fairly big brush. I do want to do some really loose washes. I find the washes are nice because they kind of tone it down a little bit. At the same time, to give some effects. I do tend to do a lot of washes with my comic stuff. Again, just trying to blend in some of them. Oh, get rid of that. Back in here with just cleaner water. Try and blend out some of those lines. Get back in the cleaner water. Again, all I'm trying to do is just soften the lines so that they're more blending together. And definitely the more the layers you get of acrylic paint, especially with softer blends, they definitely you know, make it look better. So let's come back in here with some black. Let's go reset that for 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. Definitely longer than 10 minutes. So again, I didn't challenge myself with these paintings. I didn't want to do traditional waterscape or landscapes. Definitely want to do something different. So we'll see how that goes. Again, working with Mars Black again. Get my blacks. A little bit thicker than last time. What I want to try and do is just keep it a little bit darker. Again, not trying to do harsh lines. I'm going to try and blend it a little bit more this time. What will make a pop in the life of the picture will be the highlights that I do in a second. So just get my blacks black and try and get them as dark as I can with the lines sharp as I can. Give the contrast of the yellow against the black. Now I think that's it. So I'm going to come in here with really loose wash down here a little bit. Some wash around here. Still not liking that out terribly, so I'll keep that like that. Okay, I'm going to come in with some more yellow, just a pure yellow, I think. I'll try and keep that yellow as pure as I can. Just some really nice bright yellow. I still might add white to it for now, but just for contrast. Nice yellow highlights here. Again, as I'm working on getting the paint thicker and thicker, that's the intention. I start off with pretty thin layers. Getting thicker and thicker as I go. Add some white to that, try and get that bright yellow again. But I do want it to be more of a soft effect and not as harsh lines. So I'm just going to water that down quite a bit. Do some more highlights here, and it'll help blend it in a little bit. I'm going to go back to my original red here, just down a little bit here. Try not to get this to look pink, and definitely that looks more pink. Crimson red, it's not a primary red, so it definitely looks more pink than what I like. We'll do some more of the yellows, a very small touch of the reds. There we go. Again, it's just to get some marble effects in here, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, let us do the black. Let's get this iris done. I do wear glasses, it's funny, and sometimes I'm more comfortable just taking them off and holding the piece of art, 2 inches in front of my nose. It's one of those things where, to get the detail you need and to be comfortable with it and be able to see your lines as you're doing them. I'm not liking that. I think this needs to be more rounder. So we'll come in with a little bit rounder brush. Okay, let's do some highlights. So I'm going to do some ultramarine blue. Clean my brush. Ultramarine blue and white. Just give me a nice white, off-white, grayish almost. Ultramarine blue is a pretty warm blue. So just a little bit of blue, and it might be a little bit darker as well. But for now, we'll start with this. I think it may be a little bit darker. That's better. Maybe purer than that. That's better. So I'm going to come in here and do a little bit of a highlight. I'm thinking there should be like a highlight along here. As part of the eye. The acrylic paint at this point is still fairly wet. Let's do a little bit of a highlight there. I'm thinking down here we'll probably have, the bottom part of your eyes tend to be a little bit highlighted. Definitely a couple of strokes along here. Usually a sun reflection down there, that part of the eye where your tear ducts are. A little bit of a tear duct down there. A little bit here, but we'll see what happens there. I'm going to do a wash on that, I think. So I'm going to come in with some white now, just more pure white. Add it to the blue. Let's get a lighter blue. I'm not liking that. I'll come in with some more white later. Just dabbing in some of this. Again, it's really loose, so we'll. I think I'm going to do that. Just come with this white. Use a clean brush. See if that makes a difference. Clean brush. Some of the white. Trying to avoid any yellows into it. My titanium white, a little bit corrupted there with the other whites. So some more whites in here. Still going to do a black wash over the bottom of that. See how that goes. I'll find some lines along here. Going to come back with one last time with the big brush. I'm going to actually come in with a nice gray wash, I think. What I want to do is get a really thin wash, black. And your eyelid itself, as it comes along here, usually will have a wash effect on the iris. So you'll see actually like a shadow of the lid. So that shadow is going to run right across here. Run across there. I come in with a darker black as well. Just give it again another wash. Get a more of a darker wash on there. And these washes, to me, they just become like stains, if you will. I'm gonna water that one down a lot, I think. Do want to keep it, but I want to keep it thinner than that. There we go. Liking that much better. And I do want it to have a specific harsh line across there, so I'm trying to get my brush clean here. We'll keep that clean. Here we go. Ah, my brush. Isn't that cool? Okay. Okay, that's annoying. Get out of there. I want you to be pure yellow in here, not black. Dry out my brush, see if I can pick it up. There we go. Okay. I'm liking that. Come in with my March black, tighten this line up a little bit. I guess at some point you need to say when is when, and we're almost done here, so bear with me one more minute. I'm just going to just tighten this up a little bit. Get some of those all blacks in here and lines. Wash that down a little bit. Okay, gonna come back in one last time with my big brush. You want to try and keep it pretty dry. Just gonna come in with some white. And let's do some fairly simple highlights. Along there. Get the iris up here, it's going to have a nice highlight in it. The reflection off of there. Yeah, a fair bit of white down here. The feathers again. Again, so now you're more of a dry highlights at this point. Again, just trying to get some of the effects of feathers in here. I want that to be a nice highlight there, so I'm trying to get more of a definitive highlight there. Definitely, highlights along the bottom of the eye here to this part, the tear ducts. So I think we're pretty much done. Just going to dry off my brush a little bit, do some more dry effects here. And I think we're going to say this is done. So hopefully you've enjoyed following along with me today. I think that's my owl. So wherever you are in the world, enjoy your day.